UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spavak. Full card betting breakdown. We're going to look at every fight on the prelims, every fight on the main card, and look at the money line on all of those fights, the props on every single one of those fights, and if their money line is worth being parlayed. There's some people on here like Jack Della Madalina that you will see is going to be a main component for a lot of parlays this weekend, as he is definitely one of my more confident picks for this UFC fight card. So we're going to do the UFC Fight Night betting breakdown and the best bets to make for UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spivak. If you want the actual official bets that I'm going to be making, not just the tips and tricks that I'm going to be giving you in this video, check the link down below in the description. But with all that being said, let's check the first fight of the night. We got Natalia Silva and Teresa Bleda in the flyweight division. Right now, I have Natalia Silva winning by decision. If you want to go check out the actual prediction, you can definitely go look it up on YouTube, but based off of the bets, yes, I do have Natalia Silva by decision, but minus 160, I'm not doing anything with that. I'm not going to parlay Natalia Silva. I'm not going to money line Natalia Silva or anything like that. I'm not doing any of that with Natalia Silva. And the fight to go to a decision, minus 200, there's not enough value on that one as well. So we're going to have to look a little bit lower here. Silva by decision is at plus 150 right there on a bet online. Also has some good value, but the thing that's going to have the most value right here, not going to be plus 185 on Bleda by decision, which is what it should be, but it's going to be if you can get it. If your bookie does have these odds at plus 250, plus 240 for today's Bleda by decision, that is where the value is at. I believe Natalia Silva wins a 29-28, very close decision, but if you're going to be betting this fight, the best thing to do is that plus 250 on Bet365 if you're on there. If you're not, you're going to have to wait for a little bit later on in the week for a few of the other betting odds sites to get their odds out. But right now, plus 250, there is value on Teresa Bleda by a decision. Second fight of the night right here, we are going to have Fernie Garcia and Brady Heestand. For this one, I'm going to have to say Heestand scorecards no action is going to definitely have some value. I don't like the money line too much. At minus 155, I feel better about a few of the other fighters on this UFC Fight Night that are around minus 155 as well. So I'd rather just bet those fighters instead of risking it on a guy I'm not as confident in. Heestand inside the distance. Again, not the most value there. I'd rather do the inside the distance scorecards and no action. Decision prop, what are you going to get on the Heestand by decision? Plus 163. Not enough in my opinion. The only thing would be an inside the distance scorecards, no action for Brady Heestand. Next one is going to be a Maria Oliveira taking on Vanessa Demopolis. This one is definitely going to be a close one in the women's flyweight, the women's isn't flyweight division. Yeah, the strawweight division. I'm sorry about that one, but for this one, if you can get that, I mean, if you're able to get something like that, Demopolis inside the distance, there is heavy value on Demopolis to win inside the distance. She's got a good armbar. She's got good ground and pound. She's got some pretty decent striking as well. So that plus 275 on Demopolis definitely is going to have a lot of value. Another one of them, if you want to parlay this one, this could be good. Demopolis scorecards, no action. I don't remember the last time Maria Oliveira has gotten a finish over a good fighter. A 0-0 first round knockout. A 0-6 second round knockout. A 1-1 second round knockout. 0-1 first round knockout. She's knocking out and submitting scrubs right here. Absolutely scrubs in the UFC and outside of the UFC. And she's getting finished a lot. Armbar by Kana Asakura. Marina Rodriguez got knocked out there. Lost to Anne Ferreira. I do believe if there's going to be a finish, it'll be Vanessa Demopolis. Only things, maybe do a little bit of a parlay with Demopolis scorecards, no action. Or you sprinkle. Very small sprinkle on Demopolis inside the distance. Next one, Miles Johns and Vince Morales. This one might be a pass. I don't like the money line. I don't like the underdog bet or anything like that. Goes to a decision, minus 138. Johns by decision, plus 240. That's decent. I'm going to be honest. Plus 240 is pretty decent. Yeah, that'd be it. It's literally the plus 240 Johns by decision, or just don't bet the fight at all. That's what I think is going to happen. There's a little bit of value there, but not a huge amount of value. So I would say just pass on the fight, but if you have to bet on something for this one, it would be the Johns by decision, because that's the only thing I see having just a little bit of value on this UFC fight card. Other than that, I'm really not liking too much for that fights. Kevin Tividad and Ricky Turcios. I'm actually liking a Turcios finish. Turcios by TKO right there at plus 550, or a Turcios inside the distance at plus 300. I actually think that Ricky Turcios is going to be able to get the finish, so plus 300 is definitely going to have a lot of value. Not going to do any scorecards, no action. A little bit of a sprinkle on the inside of the distance. That would be about it. And possibly a parlay Ricky with a guy like Jack Della Madalina to get some plus money. That'd be about it. Marina Moroz, Jennifer Maia. We already talked about it in the prediction video, but only thing, plus 220 Maia by decision. That is it. Plus 220 Maia by decision, or if you're on Bet Online where you can do the plus 3.5 rounds. If you don't know what it is, it's where if Marina Moroz wins a 29-28 decision on all judges' scorecards, you still win the bet. If you bet Jennifer Maia, plus 3.5 points on the judges' scorecards, and she loses 29-28, she will still win the fight. So it's either that plus 220 by decision for Jennifer Maia, or Jennifer Maia plus 3.5 point spread on Bet Online. Whatever odds that is going to be, that's about it for that one. We got Zulga Zhumagulov and Charles Johnson. I do believe the fight will go all the way. The money line is decent for Charles Johnson. I would say that's a pretty okay money line. In my opinion, I wouldn't really risk too much on a decision or an inside the distance. I can definitely see him catching Zulga's in a submission. Zulga's chin is a little bit iffy as well. So, yeah, I would say money line or pass here. Maybe sprinkle on the decision for Charles Johnson, but mainly just money line or pass for Charles Johnson. Jack Della Madalina, I would say for this one, you're not getting much value on Madalina KO. So for this one, it's just a parlay piece. I don't want to do anything with a prop bets or anything like that. No. I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to actually do just a crazy coincidental type of bet right here in Madalina's second round TKO at plus 350. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. I will be sprinkling an ever so small amount on that one right there. The other one I'm going to be doing is obviously parlaying Jack Della Madalina in a few of my parlays, but that'd be about it. He is the parlay piece of the card. Andre Fialio, he was my underdog of the card originally. He was very good plus money, plus 130, plus 155 at one point. It was obviously an underdog or pass type of a fight. Now, fight goes to a decision is at plus 130. I actually think the fight goes to a decision, and I have Fialio winning, so plus 500. No brainer. That's the only thing I would do. Hodolfo and Cody is canceled, so you really can't do much there. Canadians, the Shuku and Iwan Kutelaba. I know a lot of you guys are going to want to do the Canadians, the Shuku by TKO right there, but sprinkle on Shuku by submission. Sprinkle on Shuku just a little bit by submission. I think he's going to get the knockout. I think he's going to go out there and TKO Iwan Kutelaba. But just sprinkle a little bit, just a little bit on Shuku by submission, because there is heck of a lot of value for Iwan Kutelaba to have been submitted 2 times in a row in the UFC's light heavyweight division by Johnny Walker, a striker in his most recent fight. Kennedy showing really good wrestling recent. If he's able to rock Iwan, there's a good chance he just goes for the rear naked choke submission. So there is value on Kennedy by submission. Probably about all I would do. Maybe parlay Kennedy with Jack Della Madalina and your confident picks from Bellator over here as well to get some plus money, but submission has a lot of value. Then we got, alright, we forgot to do Waldo versus Chase Sherman. This one's simple. It's just going to be Waldo by decision at plus 550. Has a lot of value in my opinion. And then the main event, Sergey Spavak and Derek Lewis right here. I'm going to be doing for this fight, honestly, under 3.5 rounds makes a lot of sense in my opinion, minus 400. I highly doubt this one gets into championship rounds, and if it does, Sergey's probably going to TKO with the gas Derek Lewis at that point, or Derek just catches him early on, so that under 3.5 could be a parlay piece right there that does not start round 4, could also be a parlay piece at minus 300. And obviously the Spavak TKO at plus 600 or plus 160, sorry about that. Or if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, there was one bet down here. It's always down here. It's the fight ends by KO TKO. Minus 190 on either fighter wins by KO TKO. That seems like a bet to me. Minus 190 on FanDuel. That would be it. So the minus 190, either fighter wins by KO TKO. The under 3.5 or the does not start round number 4. Those are the bets to make in the betting breakdown for UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spavak. Just a little bit of a parlay just for funsies right here. A long shot parlay to give to y'all for this UFC pay-per-view. I'm just kidding. It's the UFC Fight Night. We're going to go Sergey Spavak. We're going to go Waldo Cortez Acosta. Canadian Shuku. Jack Della Madalina. Charles Johnson. Ricky Turcios. And that is going to be about it. For plus 1,000 odds, you get a crazy plus money parlay right there. I have all of them winning. I feel decently about all of those guys. Just a fun parlay to do right there. Sprinkle a few dollars on. But that is the betting breakdown for UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spavak. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.